Ramayana is so important in every part of world that whatever country one visits, they find that some connection with Ramayana. In fact, I was fortunate to visit Thailand, Indonesia, Sri Lanka, and some part of Nepal, and I have seen that Ramayana is very greatly connected in all those countries. So I was around about a year. I was in Sri Lanka, and I had purposely during my holidays got opportunity to visit some of the spots where Ram and Ravan and Lakshman Sita was connected, and some of the detail I wanted to share in this video. Probably the photograph used in this video are not my own, because this visit happened sometimes in 2012 and I do not have those photographs whatever I collected at during that time. But now at least I have taken some of the photograph from internet, and the narration I have put which is entirely mine. Thank you for watching. One more disclaimer I wanted to prove, that many narration or very narrative what I am going to say, I have not yet got opportunity of checking it from any historian, and I myself is not a history student, but I have got it from the local dialect, talking with the local people, and also some of the languages what was used in the local language. With the help of the interpreter, I have translated that in English. So to that extent there may be little inaccuracy, but overall the theme is interesting, and that is why I want to put it forward in front of you. The first location I would like to mention, it's in south of Sri Lanka. There is a very interesting beach called Trincomalee, and in Trincomalee there is a waterfall which is called Ramboda waterfall. Ramboda waterfall is some 109 meter high, and it is believed that Lord Hanuman, he actually had a standing in front of Ramboda waterfall, and he took a good view of the entire Lanka, where where Sita might have been kept as captive. So we can actually see there a pond today, and it is believed that this pond was created because of the tears from Sita. So that pond is called Sita Tear Pond. So it's very fascinating for me. The place is scenically beautiful place, and the waterfalls are absolutely continuous and very high, and it is believed that Lord Hanuman visited there. The next spot I would like to talk about NUWARA ELIYA. NUWARA ELIYA in local language, its meaning is the place where sun first rises. Now here there are two spots I could see. One is Gayatri Peeth, another is Sita Amma Temple. Gayatri Peeth is a spot where presently, sometimes in 1970, one good temple has been built, but it is believed that when Meghnad was doing Nikumbhila Yajna, then the Tridev, that is Brahma and Shiva and Vishnu, appeared in that place. However, as all we know, that Meghnad could not complete that Yajna. Had he completed the Yajna, he would have got a boon by which it would have been difficult to kill him. He started the Yajna, made lot of progress, and Tridev appeared there. So that's a Gayatri Peeth which is dedicated to goddess Gayatri, and Gayatri Peeth is there. There is another place in NUWARA ELIYA which is called Sita Amma Temple. Sita Amma Temple, for which their photograph I have connected, is actually a place where Ashok Batika was situated. So it is believed that Ma Sita was captivated or kept in hiding in that place, and that's very important, Sita Amma Temple. The photograph which you are seeing was a photograph given me by one of my friend, and that's something I preserved from that point, and I scanned and put into the presentation. NUWARA ELIYA is also famous for a peeth called Dibru Mopola, and Dibru Mopola is the place where Sita performed first Agni Pariksha even inside Sri Lanka. She had to do Agni Pariksha at least twice more when she came to India, but even in Sri Lanka she had to do a Agni Pariksha, and that Agni Pariksha was done at Dibru Mopola when she was freed from Ravana's captivity. Now, there is a good narration which existed in many of the scriptures, and in Sri Lanka also in the local storybook I got this information. It was believed a conception of Chaya Sita and a real Sita. It was believed that Ravan did not capture or Ravan did not kidnap the actual Sita. Actual Sita went into the fire. Agnidev took her along with him, and when at Dibrumopola the actual Agni Pariksha was done just because to get the Chaya Sita back and actual Sita returned to Ramachandra. Because Sita is such a great Devi, goddess, he is in reincarnation of Goddess Lakshmi. Ravan had no power to captivate her. That is what is the belief, and that is what is written in some of the scriptures as well. After NUWARA ELIYA, we have to talk about Dolukanda Sanjeevani mountain. Dolukanda is a very well-known mountain range in Sri Lanka. It's very big, and it is believed when Lord Hanuman brought Sanjeevani mountain, he dropped a piece of Sanjeevani mountain on that place. Even today, the herbs which is available in those places or the vegetation which is available in their places are absolutely having medicinal value, and some of the rare spices for which Sri Lanka is famous for are actually cultivated in that land. It is believed, and I have heard from the people visited or staying nearby, that in Dolukanda range we get some species of animal which in entire other parts of Sri Lanka we do not get. It's completely different. So they kept on saying that although Dolukanda is mountain range is part of Sri Lanka, but even today the features and the animals and the birds are resemble to the northern part of India, and they are not the native of Sri Lanka. Sita KOTUWA is a place where we can see a massive palace. It's no more a palace. When I visited there, it's a large hill, and there is a room and some kind of building built inside the hill. And it is believed that this is the palace where Mandodari used to stay. And Queen Mandodari's palace was used to keep Sita initially when she was first brought by Ravan to Lanka, before Ashok Batika was made ready and she was moved to there. And Sita was kept under guidance of Mandodari in this palace. It's very terrifying if you go inside that hill, and also Sita KOTUWA is a very sacred place. There is a annual worshipping of Sita happens there, and lot of pilgrimage happens during that place. In northern part of Sri Lanka, particularly Jaffna, we found NILAVARAI. NILAVARAI is a small village and with a very large amount of sweet water lake. It is very surprising that the lake is situated quite close to sea, and in such a vicinity of a sea, getting such a beautiful sweet water lake is very astonishing. So the story goes like this. When the Ram Sethu was built and the entire MANNAR Sena landed into Lanka, they were facing acute water shortage because there was no water and seawater was not drinkable. So Lord Ram used his bow and arrow and created this lake. It is also told in the local people, they told me that it is believed that the Banaras who came to Lanka are not ordinary monkeys. They believe ordinary monkeys could not have defeated Ravan, because Ravan has a very famous or very sweet spot in their mind. So they say it was a conspiracy of the demigods who transmigrated themselves as Banner, and they came to earth, fought with Ramachandra, and they all went back to Vaikuntha. As I heard in the Nilavari place actually. In the northwestern part of Sri Lanka, Mannar is a place where we find today KETHEESWARAM temple. KETHEESWARAM temple is actually a Shiva temple. It is believed that this KETHEESWARAM temple was actually built by Maidanav. Maidanav was Mandadari's father and very well architect, and it was built because Sri Ramchandra requested Maidanav to build this temple to worship Shiva, as Lord Brahma guided Sri Ram that he must do puja to Lord Shiva to get rid of the Brahmahatta. So Lord Ramachandra did first Brahmahatta puja in KETHEESWARAM temple in Sri Lanka. Then when he came to Rameswaram back, he did there at Rameswaram, and then he also did when he went to Ajodhya by the bank of Saraju river, so that he can get rid of the Brahmahatta which he did by killing Ravan. THALAIMANNAR is a place which is diagonally opposite to Dhanushkodi in Rameswaram, because it's just 19 kilometers away from India, where we can see the remaining part of the Ram Sethu, those Shilas rest part there. It is believed when the Ram Sethu was built, the first place where the Sri Ram's force appeared or they landed in Lanka was Thalaimannar, and it's also a very good pilgrimage point. In CHILAW, PUTTALLAM, we find two Lord Shiva temple. One is MUNNESWARAM temple, another is MANNAVARAI temple. It is believed that both these temples were also built during the Ravan's defeat, after Ravan's defeat, and those places Sri Ram offered puja to Lord Shiva to get rid of the Brahmahatta. He actually did Brahmahatta puja, Brahmashap puja in 3 places, and out of that, one I have already told, that was KETHEESWARAM, and 2 was MUNNESWARAM, and the 3rd was MANNAVARAI. Then when he came to India, he did in Rameswaram and Devaprayag as well. The photograph shown in this slide is taken by me because I was fortunate to spend a full day in KELANIYA temple. KELANIYA temple was believed to be built by Lord Vibhishan himself. It was built as a remembrance of Lord Vibhishan became king, and his coronation in Sri Lanka happened in this place. So as a remembrance of that festival, Lord Vibhishana built this temple. Now in KELANIYA temple, when I went inside, I saw that there are a lot of scriptures which is written in Magdi, Pali, those languages. So when I was surprised that how those languages scriptures are written there, I was reminded that when Ashoka became king, he sent his son and daughter to Sri Lanka, Nepal and all the places to spread the Buddhism. Now along with them, many Hindu scholars also came later on, and it is their job who depicted many pictures and wrote many slokas on the wall of KELANIYA temple. So KELANIYA temple, those writing may be much later, but the original temple was built by Lord Vibhishana, and it's a wonderful place right in Colombo. So even if one cannot go to other places, it is easier to go to KELANIYA temple because it is right in Colombo. Thank you very much for viewing this video, and I also urge you, if there is a time availability, today there has been a tour organized by Government of Sri Lanka which is called Ramayana tour. Some of you can join that tour and you can see some of the places very conveniently. However, in 2012 such facility was not there. So anyway, I had lot of time with me, and I was fortunate by grace of Lord Sri Ram I could visit some of the places. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.